Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
All right, everyone, make sure you're on mute, please. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the 187 District Court. Welcome to the 187 District Court. If you are on bond or a defendant, your video must stay on. The only time your video should be off is if you are signing paperwork. If your video goes off and it's not because you're signing paperwork, you're going to be required to appear in person in the courtroom. There will not be any questions asked. You will just be asked to come down to the courtroom. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. So your videos must stay on. To all the attorneys, it would make things move much quicker if you would add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it is criminal trial division or family violence. If you're on your computer, if you're on your phone, the easiest way to do that is you go to participants, click on participants. It will show you the participants. Go to your name, click on more, and you can rename yourself, but just add your client's name and whether or not it is criminal trial division or family violence. To everyone, you're in a courtroom. Whatever you could not do if you were physically in this courtroom, you are not allowed to do on this Zoom screen. To all the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. You are not allowed to be on the internet. If you do any of those things, no questions asked, you will be sent back. We will see you in 30 to 60 days. Mr. Flores, Eric Flores.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there is to be no working, no doing of chores. If you could not work and do chores in the 187 District Court, if you were here in person, you cannot do that on Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are at your work, you need to tell your employer that you need to take a break because you are in court. There's to be no fixing of food, no running of errands, no changing of diapers, no wearing of hats. You are in a courtroom. If you behave inappropriately and you are on bond, it doesn't matter if you're in county, out of county, in the country, out of the country, or out of state, you're going to be required to appear in the 187 District Court in person today. That will entail you getting an Uber, getting a Lyft, and coming downtown or taking the VIA. And the VIA still does not give change back. So that's going to be a $5 ride or a $10 ride, because as we know, when you need exact change, you don't have it. If you drive downtown, you're going to find a lot of construction, a lot of one-ways. If you're able to find parking, you're going to find that parking is very expensive. So everyone, let's make this a beautiful Wednesday. Tuesday was a Monday and a Tuesday because we had that time off. Galaxy A12, the guy in the black shirt, what is your name, please?
Adam Carroll.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. iPhone, the female with the short blonde hair, what is your name?
Sierra Smith.
I'm sorry, the first name?
Sierra.
All right, everyone, please make sure you're on mute. And the final thing that I must tell everyone, this is not The Bachelor, this is not The Bachelorette. Do not try to pick up dates on this screen, because if you do, if you're at the jail, you're going to be sent back. If you're on bond, you're going to be forced to appear in person. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all defendants, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the state before they speak to you. So when they want you in the breakout room, they will request that you come to the breakout room. I'm going to call your attorney's name. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's because they are Zooming in another courtroom or had to appear in person in another courtroom. So please do not raise your hand saying that your attorney's name has not been called. Your attorney will be here as soon as they can, and we'll try to get your attorney here as soon as possible. This is the order in which attorneys will appear: Stephen Nicholas, Andrew Froelich, M. Sanchez, Claudia Espinoza, Douglas Kapmeyer, Jay Norton, Jonathan Chavez, Michael Velacek, James Toshi, Stephen Alexander, Cleophas Marshall, Robert Mara, Daniel Vela, Ed Shaughnessy, Joseph Stateson, Julie Pollock, Eddie Bravenik. Is there any attorney who's on this Zoom screen and I did not call your name?
Guillermo Lara, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any other attorney?
Your Honor, you may have called Eduardo Jimenez. I just didn't catch it.
No, I didn't call it. Let me put your name down.
All right, thank you.
All right, attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small or how immaterial you think that plea bargain agreement is, you need to put that in the chat box to Miss Ferguson. And she is listed on the Zoom screen as Ferguson coordinator. What she'll need to know from you is whether or not it's a probation offer, whether it's regular or deferred. And if it's a time offer, let her know it's time, because then she'll know what documents to send your way. If your client is on bond, Ms. Ferguson will need your client's email address, and so will the state. Okay, let me do something here. All right, everyone, it's going to be a great day. Attorneys, when I assign you to the breakout rooms, you know those breakout rooms are like going to the doctor's office. When you go there and you think you're on time and things are going to run smoothly, they're just calling you to the back to check your weight and your blood pressure. So everyone, put some patience in your pocket. Let's make this a happy Wednesday. Let's not turn it into a difficult Monday. Stephen Nichols. Stephen Nicholas?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your
Good
client
morning.
criminal trial division or family violence?
I'm not sure, or I would have put it down.
All
It's
right, we will find out. Just give me a moment. Sturgeon?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm not calling. Just one second. Okay, that's criminal trial division.
okay.
I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Andrew Froelich?
Morning, Judge. I'd actually been previously conferring with Marcus.
All right, I'll send you to number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. M. Sanchez?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'd like to confer with the state this morning.
All right, I'll send you to number 5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Claudia Espinoza?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Douglas Kapmeyer?
Morning, Your Honor. I've got a couple cases that were on my docket. Jeremy Duquois, he went to the courthouse. They said that even though it had a court date online for him today, that he wasn't indicted and he didn't have a setting. So I wanted to clear that up.
Then if he doesn't, then the reason why he would be here is a motion has been filed for something. So what's the last name?
Duquois, Duque. They said, the deputy said he wasn't on your docket, but online, the criminal admin, it shows he has court today.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Trial division.
Okay. And then who's your other person?
Shirley Martinez. and I believe she's in custody, and I would like to confer.
All right, is it criminal child division or family violence?
Assault public servant.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna send you to number 7.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
And
welcome.
are you checking on Duquois?
Someone
I told him-
someone will take care of that when you go to number 7.
I told him to stay around.
All right, thank you so much for letting him stay around. We'll take
Thank
care
you.
of that.
Thank you,
Hey,
Your Honor.
Norton?
Morning, Judge. I have 3 cases, 2 family violence, 1 criminal trial.
All right, I'm gonna send you to number 8.
Okay.
Jonathan Chavez?
Yes, Your Honor. I also have 3 cases, all family violence.
Just one moment. What are your cases?
Erica Morales, Marcos Ortiz.
Wait,
And
M. Ortiz?
Yes, Marcos Ortiz.
TIZ?
Yes,
Okay, and then who else?
David Rosas.
And I don't mean to interrupt, Jonathan. Are you in trial?
Yes, I stepped out to cover the settings.
Look, if you want to do that, Judge, if you don't mind sending Neil Kalfas in there whenever you can, I'd rather do that, and then you can go back to what you're doing, Jonathan.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
I apologize, Judge.
No problem. And I'm sorry, your last one is Rosas, right?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. That might be a CTD case.
All right, we'll find out. All right, I'll send you both to number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Michael Velichek. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to 10.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. James Toshi, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to 11.
Okay.
Stephen Alexander.
Good morning, Judge. That's me.
All right, thank you. And it's criminal trial division.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to number 12. You were so close to lucky breakout room number 13.
Thank you.
Cleophas Marshall.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, I'll send you to 13. Has the paperwork been done?
I don't know. It has not yet.
All right, if you'll put in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, everyone, what that agreement is, I'll send you to 13 with your client. Is Mr. Rodriguez in custody?
No, I think he should have, well, he should be there in the courtroom.
No,
or
he's in custody.
He's in custody.
I'll send you to
Okay,
13.
yes. Thank you.
And before you go, if you can send that agreement to Ms. Ferguson. Robert Maurer, I'll send you to
I already sent it to her, Your Honor. So I'm
Okay,
going
thank
to, I'm
you.
going to 13.
You're going to
Who's going to be in
13.
13?
Yes, go to 13.
And Judge, before you move me, I also have that Veronica Wilson early term that we had reset for today for her to finish her classes.
All right, so as soon as I'll check with Ms. Reyes to see if we have those classes, then we'll take care of that.
Okay.
So Casablanca, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence.
All right, I'll send you to number 14. You know, it would have been great if you would have got that room on Valentine's Day. Daniel Vela, I'll send you to 15.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi, is this
yes.
special crimes? You have, oh, PSI. Have you received the PSI report?
That's what, no, I have not. And it was set today, but I haven't received a PSI report at all.
Judge, I didn't have his email to send it this morning.
All right, send your email address in the chat box to Ms. Reyes and she'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'll send you and your client. Is Michael Avery in custody or on bond?
He's on bond and he's live there in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right.
He is present, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So let me know when you want to speak with your client. Do you want to speak with your client while you go over the PSI report?
I would love to go over it with him. Ms. Reyes, my email is in the chat.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 15. To the courtroom, could you go to breakout room number 15 for me, please? Ed Shaughnessy. All right. Joseph Stateson, it's not a court date in the 187th if you're not present.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi.
I have
I'm going to send you
criminal
to number
trial.
16.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Julie Pollock.
Yes, Judge, my client is present in the courtroom, but may I be excused to go to the 386 and come back to confer?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Eddie Bravanik.
Present and accounted for, Your Honor.
Thank you. Who do you have?
Last name is Black. Hold on, please. David Earl Black.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
All right, you're doing great for a first-time father.
Well, I can give you a rebuttal to that. Let me have you talk to my wife, and if my son could speak, Judge, I had a horrible incident last week. I changed my son's diaper, and what I realized once he pooped is I hadn't changed the diaper. I'd taken off the diaper, and so I literally there was poop everywhere. So it's been an education. My wife, she can't stop laughing about it, and she keeps telling the story. She literally may run a commercial so that everyone can do it. I'll get out of your hair. I see you're sending me off. Take care.
Okay, no problem. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. Guillermo Laura, I'm going to send you to number 18.
Thank you, Judge.
Eduardo Jimenez, I'm going to send you to number 19.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. Robert Porter, I'm going to send you to number 20. Is it really that cold, Robert? You're in your coat and everything?
Well, I had a run. I'm in the courthouse and I had a run. So that's what happened.
I don't know. We go from 97 degrees or 91 degrees. Now it's 30.
Bye-bye.
All right. I've sent you to breakout room number 20. Is there any attorney whose name I have not called and you've not been assigned to a breakout room? Ed Shaughnessy, you made it back. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Who is your client?
Jasmine Hardaway, Your Honor. It's a bond matter with Marcus.
All right. I'm going to send you to lucky breakout room number 21.
All righty.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Marisa Morales, and I'm here on Larry Foster for a PSI, if that one's ready, as well as, and that's Criminal Trial Division. And then I'm also here, Your Honor, on Jeffrey Adamus, and he is family violence.
All right. I'm going to send you to number 22.
Okay. Thank you.
And felony drug court said that they do have a spot for Mr. Foster.
Okay.
So his choices are he can go to prison or he can go to inpatient treatment.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 22. Do you need to speak with Mr. Foster first, or you want to wait and speak to a prosecutor first?
I'd like to speak to Mr. Foster with regards to his choice.
All right. Mr. Foster is not on the screen yet. As soon as they put him on the screen, we'll take that up.
Okay, so I'll join for Mr. Adamus then. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me a moment while I sign some paperwork. All right, James Oterstore.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who do you
This
have?
grand late. I have Jasmine, Colorado. She should be in jail, I believe. Well, she shouldn't be, but she is. Maybe that's.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, as I recall.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 23.
Yes, ma'am. I think I'm trying to figure out. Oh, yeah, there she is.
All right, anyone back from the breakout room? Any attorneys?
I am, Your Honor. I am, Your Honor. Melissa?
All right, Mr. Baila, you've had a chance to review the PSI report,
I did, Your Honor.
and are you ready to proceed?
I am, but I did get we were on your court docket yesterday, and I got a letter in yesterday from his employer that I would like to either provide to you or the pretrial services officer, just classify what kind of employee he is and so forth.
I'm sure there will not be an objection to that. I'm making assumptions, but I don't think there will be any objection.
I will download it and send it off.
All right. Let me see if there's a prosecutor available. All right, is there a prosecutor available for this PSI? All right, as soon as the prosecutor is available, we will take that up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Joe Ray is in number 4. Is this criminal trial division?
My case, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Just one moment. I'm going to get a prosecutor in here. Joe Ray?
Yes, Judge.
Are you available to do a PSI on Michael Avery?
Yes.
All right. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2603, State of Texas versus Michael Edwin Avery. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Daniel Vella.
And are you Mr. Avery?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
The court will note for the record that the defendant entered his plea of no contest on January 12th, 2022, and that was done by video. Mr. Avery, do you have any objections to taking this plea by video? I'm sorry, being sentenced by video?
No, ma'am.
And the court will note for the record that the defendant is present in the courtroom. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state opposes your application for community supervision. There's a night mag case that will be taken in consideration. And there's to be no contact with Saul Tellez or Tellez. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State?
It has, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. I reviewed it with my client.
State, any objections to the PSI report?
From the state.
Defense, any objections to the PSI report?
Just one minor thing, two minor things, Your Honor. When you look at page 3, on that page, it kind of mischaracterizes some. It says 3 felony arrests, and I guess technically that's right, but it's counting the one that's taken into consideration in this case, of course, the one that he's here pleading to right now, and a third one, which was actually reduced to a misdemeanor. So I guess technically it was a felony arrest, but it was reduced to a misdemeanor. So I just want to point that out to the court. When I did go over that with him. Other than that, Your Honor, no objection.
All right, and state, do you have any witnesses or evidence to present?
The state, just argument, Your Honor.
All right, defense, any witnesses or evidence?
Brief argument, Your Honor. I did provide a letter of recommendation, which I sent to Ms. Reyes from Mr. Avery's employer. I can send it to the court also, or Ms. Reyes can just forward it to the court.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing the letter sent by the defendant's employer, Mr. Garcia?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then that will be reviewed by the court. All right, Mr. Vela, any other evidence to present?
Just a brief argument, Your Honor.
All right, defense, I'm sorry, state you're opposed. You can begin your argument.
Yes, Your Honor. We're opposed in this case. Based off the nature of the offense, the defendant does not have a lot of criminal history, but after looking at the PSI, he committed this offense when there's 3 pending warrants out of another state, Nebraska. We don't have all the information on that, but it does show that the defendant does have a history of not appearing for a court, especially in another state. The type of offense this was an ag assault. A weapon was used. The complainant was attacked. Unfortunately, we lost contact with the complainant as stated in the PSI report. We are also asking that if the defendant be given a chance on deferred, that there is no contact. As I stated, we did lose contact with the complainant. However, that was requested that there be no contact with the defendant, Your Honor. For those reasons, we are opposed.
All right, defense.
Your Honor, first of all, regarding the no contact, we're completely, perfectly fine with that. That's not a problem. Mr. Avery,
I'm sorry, Mr. Vela. It sounds like you're in underwater or something. Am I?
you know what it is? I don't know. Let me try to get closer. Is that a little bit better, Your Honor?
Is that better, Brenna?
Yes, just get closer to it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brenda. Okay, I'll get closer to the mic, to the speakers.
Brenna, he apologizes to you. I need to hear too, Daniel Vela.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Both of you. I'm
That
sorry.
makes me think it's my allergy ear that's acting up. But now I realize, no,
I'm
we
sorry.
really can't hear.
You're actually, yeah, I need to get better speakers or something. Okay, can you all hear me better? Is this good?
Yes, that is better.
Okay, Your Honor, I just would like to point out this man, but what happened here is a work dispute that went wrong, in essence. There were some tools that Mr. Avery had stolen from jobs. He thought it was Mr. Thayes, and a fight happened, and unfortunately it got out of hand. That's, in essence, the facts of this case. Mr. Avery is not a violent person. He's not a person that is going to harm anyone else in the community. He sincerely regrets this incident. He's managed to stay clean from these cases. In fact, if you look at his record, he has been clean. I understand the state made an argument about some cases out of Nebraska. Those were back in 2010 or 2009, years and years ago. And I asked Mr. Avery about him, and he doesn't know of anything. He thought everything has been resolved back then. We're talking in 2010, 2011 timeframe. Obviously, if there's something pending and he has to go back there and resolve it, that's something that he has to do. But as far as cases here, picking up new charges, he's been clean. This was just one of those things that happened. He is a good employee. He has a letter from his employer there, a very well-written, well-spoken letter on his behalf. And, this will be his first ever felony deferred if the court grants it. And we're asking the court to give him that one opportunity to show to himself and to everybody in the community and to the court that he can do this, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Avery, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. First thing, if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'll pass 100%.
All right. And what have you learned from this?
A lot, Your Honor. I've also enrolled in anger management classes and been taking them. And I've learned a lot.
I mean, but what have you learned?
What have I learned?
Just saying I've learned a lot.
Not to take matters into my own hands and not to remorse or just not to be angry like I was and take actions. It's hard to put in words, but I've learned quite a bit.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. 6 years deferred adjudication. Taking consideration NIGHTMAG number 607408. There's to be no contact with Saul Tellez, Tellez. Rebecca, I'm still having trouble with my double L's. I don't know if it's Tellez or Tellez. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want a UA today before 2 p.m. Field visits 2 times per month, random. Proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, regular UAs, if negative result from today. If it's positive, then I'm going to want the UA hotline. Anger management. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
Judge, did you say the affirmative finding?
Thank you so much. Affirmative finding of deadly weapon. All right, Mr. Avery, is there anything else you need from this court in order to be successful on this deferred adjudication?
Excuse me? I didn't catch that.
Is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful on this deferred adjudication?
No, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Avery, don't disappoint me.
I won't.
From here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself if this is something that could result in you going to prison for 20 years. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm just, courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 1. And Ms. Reyes, if you could go to number 1, please.
Your Honor?
Yes.
The court wants to do, I have one matter that is not on your docket that I sent normal on. It's just a motion to amend conditions of bond to go from the patch to random UAs. I'm waiting for Mr. Puente to approve it, or apparently it's approved, but I'll put.
Who is this? What is the client, the defendant's name?
Romo, Gerardo Romo. I sent Ms. Ferguson a copy of my motion. From what I understand, probation's okay with it. He's been testing negative all this
Is
time.
it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Be patient. Send you to breakout room number 24.
And Your Honor, could I go to a breakout room? Mine's a
Just a moment.
DWI with juvenile.
Just a moment. Everyone, just put some patience in your pocket. We're getting there. All right, Ed Bartolome, who do you have?
I have Mr. Moore, Your Honor. He's logging on, and I'd like to talk to the prosecutor. It's a DWI.
All right, David Black.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just 1 second, Mr. Black. Ed Bartolome.
Yes, Your
We'll
Honor.
send you to breakout room number 25.
Thank you for your help, Judge.
Mr. Black.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me find you on this screen. Hi, Mr. Black. Where are you located right now?
I don't know the numbers, but I know it's Danny Kane Drive.
All right, so is it in Bexar County?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll see you in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa.
You want me to
From
come?
the 4th floor.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Cox, who do you have?
I have Brandon. It's like a Pritchard, and it's family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26.
Thank you. And I've got two pockets full of patience, Judge.
Hey, well, you know what? I know that when you guys are wearing your suit coats, you actually have a hidden pocket on the inside. So you have a lot.
I got a lot of patience. All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jerry Valdez, who do you have? You're on mute.
Morning, Judge. I have David Lee Mireles. If I can talk to one of the ADAs on this case.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal.
All right, I'll send you to number 27.
Thank you, Judge.
Right. I'm having a hard time finding you on the screen now for some reason. Just 1 second. Brenda, do you see? Oh, there you are. Okay, 27.
27.
Yes. All right, Claudine Espinoza.
Morning, Your Honor. Was able to confer with Michelle Hayden, and she's made an offer. So, and we'll be keeping it open. I'd like to be able to confer with Miss Michaela Doty, if I could.
Yes,
And
Miss
then-
Doty. I'll send you back to breakout room number 6, Miss Doty, to go to number 6, and then we will see what is happening with the case.
Okay, in Your Honor, from there, I'm going to be asking for time so that she can also meet with Hector and discuss this. So, could we reset the case?
All right, if you'll go to 6 with her and then come back, and then
Yes,
we'll
Your Honor.
discuss it. Thank you.
Be happy to do so. Thank you.
All right. Robert Maurer.
Judge, I conferred with Michelle. She apparently the complainant she was supposed to speak to had the Rona and missed an appointment. And then Michelle and her kids got the Rona last week. So she asked for some time to talk to him. I'm out. I'm in trial next week in Carnes and the following week.
Yeah, when she tells him he needs to go, he needs to go.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right, so on Mr. Casablanca, do you have all of the discovery?
Yes. This is all we're waiting on.
Robert, I'm
right.
sorry.
Ms.
Interrupted. I
Ferguson?
didn't know I wasn't on mute. I
That's
was
okay.
getting ready to ask if you could.
We still hate you, Eddie. Don't worry.
All right, Ms. Ferguson?
Well, no, I was
In the
gonna say
chat
you're
box.
obviously
Hey, guys.
in that, oh,
Ms. Ferguson, in the chat box, could you put a date for 2 weeks for Mr. Casablanca, please?
Judge, I will be in trial. I'm number
Right.
one for trial in Honda.
And how long you think that trial is gonna last?
A week or so. It's a continuous.
Okay. Let me see.
And I am it.
All right, and that's starting next week?
No, Monday I start in Carnes on a continuous. I get back-to-back sexual assault cases. Should be lots of fun.
So when do you anticipate your trial being completed?
If you could do the 16th of March is a Wednesday, correct?
Yes.
I should be. Can we do that?
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have March 16th for Casablanca, please? All right, March 16th it is.
Thank you. And Judge, on Veronica Wilson, Ms. Reyes did not have the certificate of the classes, but they've been scanned and emailed to her, and you should have them as well.
All right, let me check my email. Mr. Casablanca, next time, unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, next time, don't wear t-shirts in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
No one wants to see your tattoos. No one wants to see you rubbing on tattoos. If there's an infection with that tattoo, you need to go to the doctor. You understand?
I'm actually scratching the scabies on my elbow.
Well, let's stop that. The best thing, let me just tell you what the best thing for that is. Get some alcohol, what we used to do today, rub some alcohol on it. And then if there's scabs, put some
Yes, ma'am.
Vaseline, good old petroleum jelly will take care of that. So we'll see you back on the 16th, but if there's a medical issue, you need to see a doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. right, just one moment.
Way too much information for me.
All right, so the court does have the certificates on Veronica Wilson. And I believe last time we were here, the state did not have an objection.
That's my understanding. She had like, well, these classes had been rescheduled because of the weather, so she finally got them finished.
All right, you and your client are excused.
All right, and so Jay, you signed off on it?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, Eddie Bravenit. Mr. Black is being required to appear in person, Mr. Bravenit.
Judge, I heard that.
So as soon as, if you want to zoom
Judge, I
out.
don't know if you can hear me, my device.
If you want to zoom out
Sorry,
and zoom
Judge.
back in, that's okay. If you want to zoom out and zoom back in to see when he's here. And we will take that matter.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Martin,
it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Martin Guerra, I'm going to see you to 28.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Joseph Stateson.
Hello, Judge. I confer with the prosecutor, but there's not much to confer on if I can't have contact with my clients. I don't know if he's present in the courtroom, but this was a client who I was appointed at the last setting, January 24th, where he was not there, but you gave me time to try to contact him. I called the bond company, both numbers, no answer, no response. One person, the other number answered, did not know who my client was. I have no other way to contact him.
All right, let's see if he is on the, and he's not in custody, correct?
He is listed as on bond, AA best bail bond.
Okay, let's see. Ms. Ferguson, can you all check to make sure Mr. Rodriguez is not in custody, please? And it's Martin Rodriguez, correct?
Martin Rodriguez III.
Okay. And Deputy Laura, is there a Martin Rodriguez in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he is not.
All right, is there a prosecutor available? Just 1 second. We're going to see if we can get a prosecutor in here.
All right.
All right, Mr. Martin Rodriguez is not present. The court is going to call 2021 CR 6161, State of Texas versus Martin Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Joseph Stateson.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
This hearing was actually previously set on January 24th. The defendant was a no-show, and Mr. Stateson was newly appointed to the case. And so the court recalled it for February 23rd to see if defense would have a chance to contact their client. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:03 a.m. Mr. Stateson, have you had any luck contacting your client?
No, I have not, Your Honor. I contacted the bond company and I exhausted both numbers they gave me. I have no way to contact Mr. Rodriguez.
Deputy Laura, is there a Martin Rodriguez in the courtroom? And has there been a Martin Rodriguez in the courtroom at all this morning?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen. State?
Yes, Judge. At this time, the state would move the court to forfeit Mr. Rodriguez's bond, and we'd ask that you revoke his bond.
All right, that'll be granted, and I'll remand him without bond. Mr. Stateson, if you have any contact with your client and he presents himself to the court will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
All right, thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes. Jay Norton?
Yes, ma'am. Conferred on 2 out of 3 of my gentlemen. Eric Flores, we have some further information. The state is going to come out to our office and look at some exhibits, I guess, at some point. And we're completed our end of the discovery on Mr. Flores. The state needs a little time to look into a couple of things that we've shown them and talked to them about.
And did they give you a estimated time for when they would have that done?
No, ma'am.
Who did you confer with?
Britney Sparks.
So the evidence that you want to show them, did you make arrangements with them to come see it?
No, I believe she was going to talk to Mr. Groomer about the situation, and then we were going to get together. But I assume we can do it reasonably soon.
She did brief me. Sorry, Jay. She did brief me just a little bit on it. I don't see why we can't do it pretty quick, Judge.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, on Eric Flores, can I have a 2-week reset, please? And if you could place that in the chat box.
Your Honor, this is Doug Catmar. Can I confer with my inmate, Shirley Martinez?
Just a moment.
To confirm my offer, the offer?
Just a moment. Ms. Ferguson, if I could have a date in the chat box, please.
It's in there, Judge.
It's for February 14th.
It was March 14th.
All right.
I'm sorry,
So,
did you say?
Mr. Flores will come back on March 14th.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Flores, you are excused.
And
Your
Judge,
next person?
we have Adam Carroll. We just received it's an MTR apparently with a new #1 allegation. We received the MTRs this morning. We do not have discovery on the new #1s. There's apparently a fair amount of video that we have none of, body worn cameras and so forth.
Who did you confer with on this case?
Same Britney Sparks, and she requested the videos this morning while we were conferring.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Adam Carroll, I need a 30-day reset for a contested motion to revoke. All right, it's going to be March 28th at 2 p.m. Mr. Carroll, we will see you. You will need to be in court in person on March 28th. Do you understand? You need to unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's March 28th at 2 p.m. The court is located at 300 De La Rosa.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused, Mr. Carroll.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Judge, I need to confer with family violence on Jonathan Boyd.
Okay, let me do this.
I believe I was in breakout room #8.
Okay. All right, you can go back to #8 then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, can I confirm with Shirley Martinez to convey the offer I received?
Yes, if you go to number 2, that's where she is. All right, Mr. Lara.
Thank you.
Judge, I conferred with the state on this one. We're going to be applying for PTD on this case.
Where's your client?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I know he should be on the call. I'm not sure if he's on or not. I didn't check.
Thank you. All right, as soon as your client shows up, the court will take that up.
Judge, I apologize. There was an inmate in breakout room number 8.
Okay, I'll move you to 7.
Thank you.
All right, Keith Engelkey, is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 29.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me one moment, please. All right, Brenda Livingston, who do you have?
I have Britney Brubaker. She has 2 cases, I believe.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
They're drug cases.
Okay, I'll send you to number 17.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, Claudine Espinosa.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was able to confer with Miss Doty. She is present, and I do want her to speak with Hector about the offer that's been made. So if we could reset that this case, I'd appreciate it.
Find her on the docketing sheet. There we are. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Miss Doty, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Perfect. That'll work, Judge.
All right, we're going to come back on March 31st.
March 31st. Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. May Miss Doty and I please be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
All right, Stephen Harris.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I spoke with the state on my client, Yana, and I sent in some discovery. He's going to take a look at that and communicate with me in regards to an offer. So he was saying if we can just get a regular reset, Judge, so he can take a look at that and give us an offer.
All right, and this is your client who's listed as T. Smith?
Yes, Yana.
All right, and is this discovery from you to give to the state or discovery that you need?
I've given the state discovery this morning for them to take a look at. So he has that now, and he said he's going to consider what they have and what we sent in and communicate with us and offer.
Okay, so state, we were here last time for discovery. So this will be the last 30-day reset for discovery. So you all will need to work off docket as far as making sure that everyone has everything. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a, yes? All right, thank you, Mr. Harris. Are you in Bear County or are you in another county?
In Harris County today, Judge.
Awesome. That's the good thing about Zoom. You can be wherever. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Sierra Smith, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 30th.
Okay, same time, Judge, 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Judge, I'm back from conferring. Can I be placed in line to report to the court?
And what is your name?
This is Andrew Freilich.
Okay.
I noticed you had,
Everyone, I have like 4 pages. So if I don't hear from you on a regular basis, I can't tell who's speaking. Thanks. All right, Russell Mitchell.
Hey, Judge, I've got Charles Jones. I don't know if the court can give me a 30-day reset. He has 3 second-degree drug cases awaiting indictment, and maybe they'll be indicted within 30 days. I don't know. I'm not the attorney on those cases, but.
Okay, then why are we here if this is not an indicted case? We don't have pre-indictments on the docket unless.
No, the case that I'm appointed to, Judge, is a state jail felony, and that case has been indicted for 9 months. That he picked up 3 new second-degree drug cases that Ricardo Ramos is appointed on, and they've been pending indictment for about 8 months.
All right, who's the prosecutor on these cases?
When I looked him up yesterday, Judge, it just showed awaiting indictment. So I haven't got the drug results back.
All right, and where is Charles Jones?
He should be on there. I sent him the link this morning.
All right, just one moment.
Right here, Judge. Judge disappeared.
All right, so Mr. Kapmeyer, you have Mr. Charles Jones?
No, that's my client, Judge. This is Russell Mitchell.
Oh,
My client
sorry,
is Charles
Russell
Jones.
Mitchell on Mr. Jones. Just one second, let me find his file. All right. Let me see. Is there a felony criminal trial division prosecutor available, please?
Yeah, and Judge, I think you've been practicing long enough. I'm assuming whenever the second-degree felony case gets taken care of, I'm pretty sure my case will be disposed of. So
just give me a moment.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Everyone put some patience in your pocket. Take it out as needed and share it. Let me see if I can get a prosecutor here. Just one moment. Let me just see if I can get a prosecutor in there in the breakout rooms. Just give me a moment. Ed Shaughnessy.
Okay, Judge.
You're on mute.
Yes, Your Honor. I've been waiting to speak to Mr. Sanders on Jasmine Hardaway.
Okay. Well, Mr. Shaughnessy, when you
Yes.
jump out and jump in, can you make sure to put your name back because no one will know who you're waiting for.
Oh. Is he in a breakout room? Do you know?
I do not know. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
All righty.
And we'll be with you, Mr. Mitchell. Just give us a moment.
Okay.
All right. All right, Andrew Froelich.
Judge, I conferred with Joe Ray on my case for Mario Medellin, only to discover that Mr. Medellin had bonded out last night. I didn't give him any notice of this hearing, obviously, because I thought he was in custody, where he was until yesterday. So we do have another setting for his new unindicted case we picked up on March 1st. I was hoping to get a little bit of time to get him in here, talk to him about the offer that I have.
All right, Deputy Laura, is there Mario Medellin in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he is not.
All right, so we will come back on not March 1st, we'll come back on, no, just one moment. All right, Mr. Froelich, we're going to come back on March 1st.
Sounds good. I should have a hold of him by then, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes. Robert Porter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Cornelius Johnson, the state wants to reach out, try to locate the complainant in this case, and also wants to review some discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Johnson. Can I have a 30-day reset in the chat box, please? And Cornelius Johnson, at the next setting, you need to wear proper courtroom attire. And I know that a lot of young people do this thing where they come outside wearing their pajamas and flip-flops and think that's proper attire. But pajamas, I don't care how nice they make them. I don't care what you see celebrities doing, going to the airport and putting on their pajamas and wearing heels, and they think that's appropriate attire. It is not appropriate attire for court. So we're going to come back on your case on March 30th. And you said the state needed to speak with the complainant?
We're going to try to locate him.
Okay. All right, you're excused, and so is your client.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I could go back to 7 to tell the ADA what we're going to do.
All right, there's no 88 in number 7. Who
I'm
is
sorry.
the prosecutor you were
I believe it
conferring with?
was Ryan Gomer. Is that right?
Ryan Groomer?
I need glasses, probably.
All right. Let me see. I don't see Mr. Groomer on the Zoom. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Katmeyer is saying that they have an agreement. So, Mr. Katmeyer, I'm going to send you back to number 2. If you'll go to number 2, Mr. Garcia will meet you there and you can let him know what the agreement is.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Frankie Sandoval.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Your Honor, good morning. I am here on a scheduled sentencing for Mr. William Sparks. I have been in contact with Mr. Sparks. He is ill this morning and is asking that if the sentencing can be rescheduled. For the court's information, this was a silent plea, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon case. But as the court may be aware from the PSI, it's a very favorable report. He's been present at all the other hearings. I have no reason to doubt his veracity and his being ill today, Your Honor. Given the favorable outcome that we would be asking for, he knows that any sort of
I'm here.
Okay, so he did log on, Your Honor. He was able to log on.
Okay, so what is your client's name?
No, that's not Mr. Sparks. William Sparks.
Oh no, I guess it's not me.
No, he was scheduled to be in person.
All right, Mr. Sandoval, I'm going to put you down for to come back at 2 p.m. or before then. I need some documentation that your client is ill.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
How do I find out what I do? Because I was supposed to log on earlier this morning. I've been logged on since.
What is your name?
Anthony Davis.
So, Mr. Davis? Anthony Davis?
Yes.
Yes, I'll see you in the 187 District Court today. You need to be here. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's on the 4th floor. And hopefully when you arrive, you will have some clothes on. If you do not arrive in person in the 187 District Court at 300 De La Rosa today, a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
And Your Honor, I apologize. Frankie Sandoval, once again, if I may approach, will the 2 p.m. Zoom ID be the same as this morning's, Judge?
It will be, but he needs to appear in person unless he has some documentation.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will let Mr. Sparks know. And again, this is a reference to Mr. Sparks. Mr. Davis is referencing someone else.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. All right, Daniel Vela.
Judge, this is on we were sent to a breakout room. I conferred with Mr. Villarreal. Ms. Reyes was also present. If you want to bring him back in here, that's fine, but there's no objections to my motion to amend deferred adjudication on the Romo matter. And the amendment is just to take it from drug patch to random UAs. They call probation and they're fine with it also.
All right. Okay, well, if that document is sent to me and it's sent to me in agreed order form, the court will sign it.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Sanchez.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. I have conferred with the state. They let me know this morning that they're going to review some information that I provided to them. As well, they are going to reach out to some of the people involved in the case. And we may get some feedback this morning, Your Honor. We may not. There was an offer that was extended from the state to us. There's been a counteroffer from our position. And I think we're just in the process of sorting those details out. In the event that we don't get it settled this morning, I think perhaps, Your Honor, a reset will be in order.
Well, let's see if it gets settled today. So what I'll do, did someone speak? Okay. All right, I'll have you all come back at 2 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sounds like a plan. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you at 2 o'clock. Same Zoom, Your Honor?
Yes, same Zoom link.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you. Mr. Engelke?
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred with Mr. Garcia, and my client has another case in this court.
I can't hear what you're saying. It sounds like you're far away or underwater.
Okay, is that better?
No, but it's sort of like, you know, the Charlie Brown thing where the teacher is talking. That's what I'm getting on my end. I'm getting womp, 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 womp. So, okay, what is going on?
Okay, I've spoken with Mr. Garcia.
Got that part.
Conferred, okay. My client has another case in your court. It's a higher range of punishment. I'm not the attorney on the other case. And what we thought we'd do is ask for a reset so the second case can be resolved.
And are you the attorney on that second case?
No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, what?
No.
Who's the attorney on the second case?
I'm sorry, I can get that for you.
All right. To the clerks who or Ms. Ferguson, who is the second attorney on this night mag case 645697?
Natasha Torres.
All right, we're going to reset this in 2 weeks. And Ms. Ferguson, make sure that Ms. Natasha Torres is here. And if I could have a 2-week reset in the chat box, please. All right, we're going to come back on March 14th. And we will have Natasha Torres present.
May I be excused?
Yes.
My client is incarcerated, so
All right, thank you.
thank you, Judge.
And Norma 14-0 can go back. Cal Simpson, who do you have?
Virginia Hernandez.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
It is family violence, but I was going to see if I could talk to probation.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge.
And if probation could go to 11, please. All right, Jade Norton.
Yes, ma'am. On Mr. Jonathan Boyd, conferred with Michelle. We were hired yesterday, so we don't have any of the discovery. She's going to check on make sure we get everything.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Jonathan Boyd, can I have a 2-week reset, please?
Judge, we're coming back on the 14th on Mr. Flores. Can we just do it the same day as that?
Yes. All right, we'll bring you back on the 14th.
All right, and may Mr. Boyd be excused.
Yes.
Thank you all. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Douglas Kapmeyer.
Hello again.
Yes.
I believe we're waiting for paperwork to come through.
All right, and is that for Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and what is happening with Duque?
No labs.
Okay. I don't know why that was on the docket for today because we don't do pretrial settings here.
Oh, I did not know that. Well,
Yeah,
the
we do
criminal
not.
admin sends out a date. I think he was in custody and they got a setting and then he bonded out. Well, we got the
Okay.
appointment. There always is a court date, I believe.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll make sure you get the paperwork for the other matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, this is Kyle Simpson. I'm back from the breakout room. May I approach briefly?
Just one moment. Mr. Otistor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm back from Mr. Groomer and Jasmine, Colorado as well. I've talked to both of them. There is a new indicted burglary case, burglary with intent to commit assault.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
She is in custody, Jasmine, Colorado. I just came back from her, telling her what we were doing.
All right, everyone, when you leave a breakout room, please do not leave your client in that breakout room, because when you do, I can't do anything on this end because they don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So just give me a moment to try to get her back here. All right, so what is happening with Miss Colorado?
Judge, the Ryan Groomer is attempting to reach the complainant on the new indicted burglary with intent to commit assault. And at that point, it shouldn't take too long to do that. And after that, we'll be able to have a package deal with regard to 6 misdemeanors and 2 first-degree felonies, hopefully. And I spoke with Miss Colorado about that before I returned to the main room with you, but I didn't have a date to give her. And he's emailing me the discovery on the new case, which is the only thing.
All right, so did they give you any information on when they would have the other issue taken care of?
Actually, the other issue is there would be there's a DNA test because there's blood involved in the break-in, and it's not been found out who that might belong to. But I don't think we need to go that far. I think they're going to contact the victim, and that appears to be the case. It is of the least concern. The state is really focusing on the aggravated robbery that was already indicted.
All right, so how much time are you asking for? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't think I think Mr. Groomer can find out, what he needs to know about that in 2 weeks. I guess I don't know.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Miss Jasmine, Colorado, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 14th.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Ms. Ferguson, Ms. Colorado, we will be back on March 14th. All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, Ms. Colorado can go back. Mr. Simpson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have a first setting on an MTR, or at least it's my first setting. And I talked to probation. We're trying to get some documentation together. After a meeting with my client last week, I was gonna see if I could get a short reset.
In the center. The center arrow.
All right, this entire motion to revoke, which Ms. Hernandez, I don't take any of it to be true because no evidence has been presented to me. It is filled with her not reporting for drug testing. So, I mean, what are we doing with this? What is to be discovered? I don't understand.
I would like to get some documentations from her employer, from her family members, some other members of the community to be able to present to the court on her behalf.
All right,
She
Ms.
and I
Ferguson.
discussed. What's
I'm
that?
sorry, go ahead.
She and I discussed that at length on Friday, and I'd like to be able to have the opportunity to do that and present that to you.
All right, when are you going to have that ready?
I mean, I can talk to her, but I would say maybe a 2-week to 3-week reset if we could.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this case back in 2 weeks. And Ms. Hernandez,
Yes, ma'am.
you're going to take a UA today. Before I send you on that UA, what are the results going to be?
They'll be positive.
And what are they going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
That will be it.
All right, you're doing a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
And just give me one moment. Ms. Ferguson, I need this set for the week of March 7th. All right, we're coming back on March 9th, and you need to be present in the courtroom.
May we be excused?
Just one moment. Ms. Reyes, does she need instructions on where she needs to go to for her UA today?
I want to give her the address just in case.
Okay. And that UA needs to be done today before 1:30. All right, to the courtroom, if you can go to breakout room number 1, please, with Ms. Hernandez.
Yes, Judge.
And then you can be excused, Mr. Simpson, or either if you would like to go to number 1 with your client, you can.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Neil Kalfas.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. An update on Erica Morales. We rejected the state's plea offer, and we are ready for trial on that.
Just 1 second. Morales. All right, we're going to go on the record, and Ms. Ferguson, I'll need a trial date in the chat box, please. Court is calling 2021 CR 8834, State of Texas versus Erica Morales. Can I have the defense announced for the record, please?
Neil Kalfas on behalf of Erica Morales.
And are you Miss? I'm sorry. And are you Miss Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the defense?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Morales, do you have any objections with this hearing taking place by video?
No, ma'am.
All right. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I believe we have.
Was an offer tendered?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Miss Morales, are you rejecting this offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date will be March 21st at 9 a.m. Any objections to March 21st as a jury trial date, defense?
No, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Morales, do you have any objections to March 21st as a jury trial date?
No, ma'am.
All right, so your jury trial date is going to be scheduled for March 21st at 9 a.m. You'll need to show up to the 187 District Court, which is located at 300 De La Rosa. You'll need to be here at 9 a.m. dressed for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
March 20.
I'm sorry, when?
March 21st.
What time?
9 a.m.
Which court?
187.
Which address?
300 De La Rosa.
Brenda, the women always get the entire thing correct. All right, we will see you on that date. If for any reason there are not jury trials, if they've been suspended because people are having their San Antonio rodeo, if it's suspended, Your attorney will let you know in which case you'll appear by Zoom. But if jury trials are not suspended, then you'll need to appear in person in court.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You are excused, Ms. Morales.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
next I have Mr. Marcos Ortiz. And this is our first setting on Mr. Ortiz.
Where is he?
He's right here. Come around. He was in another office here in my office, but now he's sitting.
Okay.
He's right here next.
All right, thank you.
And so, in an effort to provide the state with some reciprocal discovery, I'm going to email Michael Villarreal for the state a video that I have that I think will be helpful for a resolution in the case. And so we had good discussions, but that case will need at least one reset just for us to provide the state with some discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a regular reset on Mr. Ortiz, 30 days, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 30th.
March 30th at 9 a.m.
Yes.
Will that be via Zoom or in person?
Yes, that will be Zoom.
Thank you very much, Judge. May Mr. Ortiz be excused?
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, I have Mr. David Rosas.
All right.
And Mr. Villarreal made us a very reasonable offer. Unfortunately for Mr. Rosas, he's in federal custody on a equally pressing matter. And so I'm going to reach out to him and do an attorney visit with him to see if that case can't get resolved. But in all candor to the court, we probably will not plea on that until after he's been sentenced on his federal case, if it pleases the court, just because it could have a very serious and adverse effect on whatever federal sentence he gets. And so
so has he already entered a plea on the federal case?
I'm not representing him on the federal case, but I don't believe that he has, because had he entered a plea already, I'm sure that his family and people would have been reaching out to me. But I will follow up on that. If the court would like to give me the same 30-day reset that I was given for Mr. Marcos Ortiz, I can make sure that I try to wrap up any loose ends that I can and have a report back for the court on that day.
All right, so we'll come back on the 30th on that day and state, if you can find out what's going on the federal side, please.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll attempt to do the best that I can to get an update from him.
Okay.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, always great seeing you.
Pleasure seeing you, Judge. Thank you very much, and you have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Julie Pollock.
Sorry, Judge. May I confer with the prosecutor, family violence?
All right, Julie, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
All right, Mary Petersak, thank you for changing your name. It's the small things I tell people that bring great joy. I'm going to send you to number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
Michael Velichek.
Yes, Judge. We've conferred with Mr. Groomer. There's a surveillance video that's missing from discovery that he's going to try to obtain. And at that time, after I look at it, we should have some progress toward where we're going with this.
Has he given you an idea of when they will have that?
Because
we were here last time in January for a video.
I believe that setting didn't happen, Judge, but I may be wrong.
No, we were here on January 25th, and it was recalled for February 23rd for discovery pertaining to a video.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still not available. I would think, a few weeks would do it, Judge, especially since it's been that long.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Prado. Can I have a 2-week reset? The state is finding a video. All right, we're going to come back on March 15th.
Oh, the Ides of March.
Yes, the Ides of March. You know, it is. I love people who are reading. Well, no, I say that because I mean no disrespect to anybody, but some people read a lot. They just read in their spare time. It's their hobby. They love to read. And I remember we learned about the Ides of March when I was in, well, they called it junior high when I was growing up. Now it's middle school. But yes, we had to read our Shakespeare.
I was kind of dumb. I took Latin because I thought it would be easier than French, German, or Spanish.
And see, I took French, and I should have taken the Spanish in school. All right.
Very well. We're excused, Judge.
Yes, Mr. Prado, we're going to come back on March the 15th. I want to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. So we'll make sure that your attorney gets the video. Okay. Can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Did the tattoo above the eye hurt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Norma, Prado L7 can go back. All right, Mr. Sawyer, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I need to get with the DA on Carlos Munoz, and his cause number is.
Oh, is it criminal trial division or family?
No, it's family, Your Honor. That will be a plea bargain. I should see the DA will get the paperwork ready this morning.
And Judge, I just need his email address. I'm trying to work on the paperwork right now.
All right, are you able to, what I'll do, Mr. Sawyer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And if you could give the email addresses to them.
I certainly will, Judge. And have one more case after that this morning's docket.
Okay, awesome.
That'd be LaQuinn Hyson. I believe this is our first setting. It's an aggravated robbery.
How do you spell the last name?
Hyson, Hyson.
Okay, so you are assigned to breakout room number 2.
Number 2. Thank you, Your Honor.
Michael Goins, your client is at criminal trial division or family violence?
Your Honor, it is criminal trial division. This is Lionel Young. On December the 18th, Magistrate Crothers found him incompetent, and I've not received any update. He may still be and is seeing the doctor about trying to become competent. And I don't see him on the screen.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, do you have an update on Mr. Young?
Give me 1 second, Judge.
All right, while she is checking into that, Ms. Lyra, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on Robert Orivatis. It's an MTR.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. Jerry Valdez. You're on mute.
There you go. I spoke with Ms. Sparks. We conferred. She made an offer. She needs to get a hold of the complainant, Judge, and probably get a 2-week reset on this, because there's maybe 2 more cases in the pipeline on Mr. Mireles.
All right, Mr. Morales, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, so Mr. Morales, when we were here last time, things were cut short because you were being disruptive. So here's the thing about you being disruptive.
Okay.
If it happens again, we'll probably see you in 90 days. You know, there are staffing issues at the jail. So we're all adults here. I think we all know how to behave. This is not romper room. So if you're disruptive again, that's what's going to end up happening. We will see you in probably 90 days. So Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 2-week reset on Mr. Morales? All right, we're going to come back on March 15th. Norma, you can let them know 17A can go back.
Judge, Ides of March.
Ides of March. And you know, throughout Shakespeare, you had the town crier saying the Ides of March are upon us, but nobody was listening to him. You know, it's sort of like with people who are holding signs, the world is coming to an end. Everybody just ignored him. And you know, when I was in middle school and we were reading the book, I kept saying, well, reading the play, I kept saying, this guy, why does he keep saying the Ides of March? What's going on? We found out.
Well, the way it's going now, we might be in the Ides of March.
Yes. All right. Have a good one.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend. Keep warm.
Oh, I'm going to do my best.
No, somebody name is going to be can go back. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Could everyone please make sure you're on mute? All right, Mr. Cox, you are back.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I got some dismissals out of the other court, Judge. I'm so overjoyed. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, that's what dismissals do to me. I need to go back into the breakout room with, I'm working for a DA on a family violence. And I had patients in my pocket, but I forgot that I didn't mend that small hole, that tiny hole in my pocket. So I mended it, so I shouldn't have a problem.
Well, you know, you just put some tape on that tiny hole and it'll hold you.
It's gonna hold me. So I've done that. So I'm ready to go back to the breakout room, wait for family violence prosecutor.
Judge, I'll go in.
All right, I'm sending you to 7. All right, Ms. Ferguson, do we have an update on Mr. Young? When do we need to recall this? All right, Mr. Goins, we're going to recall your case for March 29th, just to get an update on whether or not he's been transferred. As you know, there are no beds available at the state hospital.
I did not know that, Your Honor, but thank you for letting me know. I know why it's taking so long now.
No, there is not. So if anybody wants to write letters to people saying, you know, we need beds available for anyone who has mental health issues. All right, so we'll come back on March 29th. If you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Not today, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great
All right,
day.
thank you. Thank you for your patience. You have a good one. And remember the Ides of March.
I will remember that, Your Honor.
Brenda, do you see what page Mr. Young is on?
He's on the recall, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Raymundo Alamon, who do you have?
Judge, I have Leah McFarlane. You reset her the last time, I believe, because she did not have a place to stay. And she needed to have a place to stay, so she could be released on probation, which has been considered. I spoke to her yesterday and she gave me her address where she can stay here in San Antonio.
All right, I'm going to send you into a breakout room. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial. Criminal
All
trial.
right, I don't see that on the docket. McFarland, but I'm going to send you to breakout room number.
She's not on there. They brought her over from the jail, I was told.
All right, we'll see. I'll send you to number 8.
All right.
All right, Brenda Livingston.
Ms. Brubaker wants to accept the state's offer from Brittany Sparks.
All right. If one of the prosecutors could let Ms. Sparks know that that offer is being accepted.
I will, Judge. I'll get the paperwork on, or I'll get her to get the paperwork on.
Thank you.
Who do I send her email address to?
To the state and to Ferguson, the coordinator.
Okay.
And everyone, just give me a moment while I sign some paperwork.
Excuse me, Judge. I'm getting an invite to Britney Sparks to join Room 15. Do I join that?
Yes, if you receive an invite, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Cleophas Marshall,
Yes, Your Honor.
who are you here for?
I'm actually here on two cases. I have Mr. Juan Rodriguez. That is supposed to be a plea. I believe Norma did send some paperwork. I don't believe we received anything from Marcus Saunders as of yet. So that's one thing. And we're supposed to have a plea done in County Court 11 on him as well, a JSAT, before Marcus will take the plea today, but I don't know if the court wants to do it that way. The second person I have is Mr. Joe Sean Steen, who's also here as well. And I might need to confer with the prosecutor on that one.
Is that criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe this one is family violence. Well, I believe it's family violence. I know he has a family violence case.
It's both, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
And yes, you need to do the plea in County Court 11. So if you need to come back at 2 p.m. to make that happen, then we will do that. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Conference instead of in the courthouse in Oakland.
All right, James Ishimoto.
Judge, I'm just here with Miguel on Richard Montez. I'm more of his lackey at this point.
All right, and who is the other prosecutor or defense attorney?
Judge,
Should
it's Kelly Piddle and Orlando Castagnone. I don't think Orlando's on yet, but he should be on in a minute.
Okay. In my understanding, there's a request for a jury trial. So we need to get a jury trial date for this. Norma, can you have them at the jail, have Mr. Montez start his video?
Yes, ma'am.
And as soon as we get Mr. Montez to start his video, we will take that up.
Judge, they're still trying to bring him up, so that's why his video is not on yet.
All right. All right, Mr. Bartlome, Mr. Sanders is here. I'm sending you to number 10.
Your Honor, Mr. Sanders, I was here on Mr. Moore.
No, but you're waiting for Marcus Sanders. Is that correct?
No, I was waiting, Your Honor, I talked to Mr. Villarreal, turned out to be family violence. And we have an offer. I need a short time to confer with my client, Your Honor.
Where is Mr. Moore?
Judge. He's in the box, Judge. He's here, longer hair with glasses.
Is he in custody?
No, ma'am, he was on bond.
How's
I've
he
seen
listed on the Zoom screen?
That I can't tell you, Your Honor. I saw him because I was put in a room with him. But no volume.
Well, I don't see him on the actual screen. So as
Mr.
soon as,
Villarreal connected is somewhere.
all right, well, as soon as he appears on the Zoom, then we can take that matter up. I don't see him on the Zoom screen.
Can you put
And
me
I've
in with
looked for
Mr.
him.
Villarreal, Judge? And we'll see about him right now.
All right,
Because
thank
he put
you.
him up.
Kirk
Thank you.
Sherman, who do you have?
This is,
You're on mute.
Judge, his client's in room 25.
All right, so attorneys, it would make things so much easier is when you leave a breakout room, could you please have your client come out of the breakout room? It's similar to when you have a party at your house and people you don't know come to your house. Do you leave your home and just leave people in there and say leave when you want to? Because when you leave somebody in the breakout room, I don't see that they're in a breakout room on my Zoom screen. So when you come back, there's nothing I can do with your case if you're leaving your client in your home unattended. Kirk Sherman, who do you have?
Mr. LeBlanc. Clifford LeBlanc.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
I believe it's criminal trial division, Judge.
Possession.
It's a possession of drugs case.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10.
And I'll invite him back when I leave there.
Your Honor, may I get into a breakout room with Ms. Martinez?
Who's speaking?
Douglas Kapmeyer. I believe she should have the paperwork there at the jail.
Okay. Douglas Kapmeyer, if you'll go back to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me find Miss Martinez. Miss Martinez, if you go to breakout room number 2, please. All right.
Your Honor, can I interrupt? This is Brenda Levenstein again.
Just a moment.
Okay.
On Mr. Montez, are there any discovery issues before we go on the record?
Well, Judge, can we? Okay, Orlando, right here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I was going to say that I think that maybe I might need to discuss a possible issue with Mr. Nanghara, with Miguel.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 11.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, and who needed to speak with me? Brenda Levenstein?
Brenda. Yes, Your Honor, I have a couple of other courts I need to announce in. Can I do that while the state's preparing the paperwork on my plea?
Yes, but we're taking our break at 12, so
okay.
If you're not back before 12, we'll have you back at 2.
I get it. Okay.
Raymond Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who do you have?
Albert Salcedo, Judge.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Yes, it's criminal trial, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 12.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tony Hernandez, I'll send you. Is this Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
It's an MTR, Judge. I believe it's CTV.
I see it now. Look, a yellow duck.
Okay, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 16.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Lyra.
Okay, Judge, we discussed, the state and I already spoke with my client. We have an agreement on this MTR.
All right, and then if you speak with Ms. Ferguson, she'll get you your paperwork.
Thank you, Judge.
Andrew Frolick.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I just got an email from Marcus saying my client, Mr. Medellin, arrived.
Either Medellin arrived, but I know Joseph Stateson's client arrived. So Ms. Ferguson, can you see if Joseph Stateson can return?
I did, Judge. He said he'll be here.
All right, and Medellin, is he in the courtroom?
Someone's coming in. I have no idea who it is. Is our door open?
All right. I don't know that your client has arrived. And is he supposed to have arrived in the courtroom?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll leave. My apologies for bothering the court. When Marcus emailed me, said just got back from a doctor's appointment, I thought he meant my client. He actually meant his own self. Forget I apologize, Judge. You have a great day. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem. Because I'm like, what? All right, Ed Shaughnessy on Hardaway.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Groomer and I've had a discussion. We'd like to approach the bench.
Yes.
I think Mr. Groomer, I assume, is available somewhere.
Let me see where he is. He's actually in number 8. Just give us a moment.
All right.
Ricardo Briones.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm present. I'm here for a motion to withdraw on Mr. Marcus Marin.
Just 1 second. Look, come on next now. So I miss my spot.
All right. Just give me a moment. Are you appointed on this case, Mr. Briones?
No, Your Honor.
Almost fell.
I silenced you because I was like, we were hearing things. All right, so just give me one moment. Mr. Marine, can you unmute, please? Are you going to hire an attorney?
No, ma'am. I would like to see if I can have a court-appointed attorney, please.
Okay. All right, your attorney has filed these motions to withdraw, and he's your hired attorney. So are you asking that he be allowed to withdraw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, to Mr. Briones. I do not have any orders attached to your motions.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I will send them to you. Do you want me to e-file them or just send them to the court directly?
You can send them to the courts.
Okay, I will do that right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Marine, we're going to see about getting you an attorney.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Sawyer.
Hi, Judge. We're working on the paperwork on Carlos Munoz's plea. That's being done. If I could go to breakout room with Mr. Hyson, Hyson.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
And is your client in custody or on bond?
In custody, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hyson, if you could go to 6, please. All right, Ed Shaughnessy on Hardaway.
Yes. Did you find Mr. Groomer?
Let's see if he's still there. Just one moment. I'm going to request that he come back to the main session. Just give us a second. Ed Bartholomew on Moore.
I believe he's back on the screen, Your Honor. We need about a week reset to review the state's offer and get things put together. I conferred with Mr. Michael Villarreal, and he's made a generous offer, Judge.
Good morning, Judge. I'm back.
Okay, thank you. Just give me 1 second, Mr. Groomer. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Gregory Moore, can I have a 1-week reset, please? All right, we're going to come back on March 3rd. Your birthday, March
Your Honor,
3rd.
can we do it on the on Friday, Your Honor, the 4th? I've got a hearing in Wilson County. It's going to take most of the day on the 3rd.
All right, not on Friday. We can do it a day earlier.
The 2nd, let me see, Tuesday. How about Wednesday, Judge? That's good.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we put this on Wednesday, the first week in March, please? That would be the 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, so we will see you on March 2nd.
Hey, Mr. Moore and I be excused, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good week.
Thank you, you too. All right, and then Mr. Groomer,
Yes,
Mr.
Judge.
Shaughnessy said that you were working on Hardaway.
That's correct, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. Just to summarize, Ms. Hardaway is here on a motion to amend the conditions of bond on her manslaughter pending case. And to summarize our position, Ms. Hardaway is seeking to have the curfew hours changed so as to allow her to work a what I refer to as a graveyard shift at the Toyota plant. She is on the Zoom and she might be able to explain it further.
But didn't we have previous GPS issues?
We had GPS issues regarding whether it would be tracking or full house arrest. And there was also, we changed the times also, but it was never a question of it being tampered with or having it removed or added. It was just the need to amend it because her job situation fluctuates, and it's apparently fluctuated again.
Well, wasn't, just one moment, let me see. All right, so state, do you have any objections to extending her curfew or no? Or not extending it, just saying that the curfew remains unless she's at work?
Yeah, Judge, I think that's kind of our position. I do see, I think what the court may be looking at is I think she picked up a violation back in December because she picked up a new case.
And wasn't it that new case while she was at a club?
That's correct. So Judge,
So-
our thoughts are if she has a schedule and she can provide proof that she's at work, that's one thing. Obviously being out at a club is another thing.
You want to just say something, Ms. Hardaway? Because I do see that there was.
So I was, sorry.
No problem. I see that when you came into court, because I was thinking that there was a previous violation because you have a new case. Now, whether or not that case is true or not, I don't know, but you do have a new pending case.
Yeah, so I wasn't at a club. It was like a barbecue place. I guess it turned into that. It was for graduation. But anyways, that wasn't the thing. Is when I came into court that day, I got proof, and like you said, it don't matter. I got proof and I showed the evidence that it wasn't me. And I never got in trouble on monitor. I'm not a violent person. And I have 7 to 9 now. And I want to work overnight.
Okay, here's the thing, Ms. Hardaway. I don't take anything as true because I haven't received any facts. You're charged with manslaughter. I haven't received any facts on that, so I'm not taking that as true.
But they keep resetting that.
You have a new pending case that hasn't been indicted. It's assault on a security officer. Am I taking that as true? No. But what I have to look at is what your conditions of bond should be. And in considering your conditions of bond, I have to consider how best to protect society. Because this is not you against another person. This is you versus the state of Texas. So what I'm going to do is her curfew remains. The only exceptions for extending that curfew is if she is at work. So if she is at work, then fine. If she's not at work, then her curfew is the same. So Ms. Hardaway, what that means is if you are working an overnight shift, you cannot make any stops to other locations. Your work schedule is your work schedule, and that is it. And you still have your curfew in place. Do you understand?
Yes. Even though, okay.
Go ahead, Jasmine. What do you got?
Yeah, because can I get on 20? I don't think that's fair though, because I've never, if you call the monitor people, my bond people, I do everything you ask. I report weekly. I do everything you do. If I want to overnight, like I can't get a job because my first case. So I have no choice but to work an overnight thing. If I need to put gas or do anything, just like 3 weeks ago, I had to take my daughter to a hospital. My monitor went off because she was sick at night because something I didn't do. So monitor people call me. So do I let my daughter die because I can't go out past 9? Not saying I want to go. I don't go to clubs regularly. You can check my monitor before I was on the first time. I don't go to clubs.
Let me ask you a question, and we're not on the record and you're not under oath.
Okay.
You're charged with manslaughter. Is that correct?
Correct. For something I didn't do.
No. My questions, I'm just asking simple questions. Are you charged with manslaughter?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're charged with manslaughter. You're on bond. You're on a monitor. And then whether it's true or not true, you get charged with a new case, and your new case is assault of a security officer. So let me tell you something right now. I have told you what I'm going to do. You're still going to be on curfew. The only exception to that curfew is your employment. Do you understand? That's either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the next question, Mr. Shaughnessy, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Which case are you talking about? The
The
indicted case?
manslaughter? Yes.
Well, last time I spoke to Marcus, he was still trying to round up the final medical reports coming out of, I believe it's Bell County, because of the hospitalization of the complainant up there. I don't know if he's had any luck in that regard, but that's where we were.
Okay. I don't understand why that's hard to get. If I am a complainant and I'm in a hospital, seems to me that I will be able to get my medical records, and anybody can get the medical records. We're going to recall this in 14 days.
I think it has a trial setting of March 4th.
Well, there's not going to be a trial on March 4th.
No, I know,
Juries
but-
are suspended.
Right.
So Ms. Ferguson, on Ms. Hardaway, can we reset this in 2 weeks for us to see where the medical records are?
Sir. Thank you, Judge. That's been a whole year.
Give me 1 second, Judge.
And then Ms. Hardaway, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put you up for the first trial that we have available.
But how do I go to trial if I've never been over any of the evidence?
Jasmine, we'll go through that. Don't worry about that.
The next court setting that I have in the system, it's March 3rd.
Now, I want this back in 2 weeks for discovery.
Okay. I can set it for March 16th.
All right, we're coming back on March 16th.
Your Honor, I'm in trial in Wilson County on that day.
All
On
right, do
a,
it before March 16th, Ms. Ferguson. All right, we're gonna come back on March 7th.
that's the day after the fall of the Alamo.
Well, people need to
You were the one,
celebrate.
you were the
before
one who broke out the historical references. I'm just adding to it.
then. No, I appreciate that. So we'll
All
be
right.
back on March 7th.
March 7th.
All right, you're excused. Yes. Marissa Morales.
Your Honor, is Larry Foster available yet to talk about the PSI?
Let me see if he is on the Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, he's not here yet. There are, as you know, there's short staff at the jail, so it's taking a little bit longer. I appreciate your patience, though.
No problem, Your Honor. Can I confer on Jeffrey Adamas again with a prosecutor? I was originally in breakout room 22.
All right, and what is your client's name again, please?
Jeffrey Adamas, AD.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Family Violence, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 8.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, when you have a second, can you call on me when you're ready?
Yes, I will. Michael Villarreal.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Pollock's client is actually physically in the courtroom, and I need to get her in there to confer with her.
All right, so to the courtroom, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please. Well, number 4, I'm sorry. So that Ms. Pollock can confer with Gennaro Reyna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Raimundo Alamon.
We have an agreement for a plea. The prosecutor is doing the paperwork.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Wants to do it today.
Yes, we're going to do it today. Melanie Lira.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. Have you received the paperwork?
Yes. I received the, to do everything by video conference. And then I think the state was supposed to tender you something as well on their end. And well, I guess I'll do that in a bit.
Okay.
It's
and I left my client, in the breakout room. I don't see him. I don't know if he's still in there.
Okay.
Oh, there he
Let me
is.
see. Let me see where he is. All right, I'll send him number 5. And if you could go to 5, please. All right, Eduardo Jimenez.
Michael Rivera. It's a CTD, I believe.
It's family violence, Judge.
The family violence, it's retaliation anyway, is the charge, right?
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 7.
All right, thank you.
Joseph Stetson, your client actually did appear, and he is in the courtroom, so we will get you with him shortly. The courtroom is in a breakout room right now, so as soon as they come back, we'll make that happen. And to the clerks, could I have the file back on Martin Rodriguez, please?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Abelardo Garza. Abelardo Garza. All right, Martin Guerra.
Your Honor, I've conferred with the state, conferred with my client. I'm trying to get some more information about an out-of-county issue. So I'm hoping we can get a short reset. I think we're making some progress, but need a little more time to check into one thing.
All right, thank you. Yeah. That one was a bond forfeiture. All right, Ms. Ferguson on Sturgeon. If I could have a 30-day reset, please. And Mr. Sturgeon, if your attorney has everything he needs before that date, we'll come back.
Sounds good.
All right, we're going to come back on March 30th.
Thank
And you
Judge.
said there's something out of county.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it a case?
Yes, Your Honor. You know what? I just got a chat message from Britney. Let me just hang out a little bit longer and maybe see if I can get some other answers from her.
Okay, and that's related to this case?
Yes.
Okay. Then let me see where you are.
Do I stick around as also?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll send you the number 15.
Okay, thank you.
And Ms. Ferguson, I'm placing something in the chat box for you.
Okay.
And Judge, may I approach when you get a chance?
Yes.
I just wanted to see if I can get an update on Charles Jones. I think you were waiting to confirm that he still had 3 pending cases awaiting indictment to reset my case.
Just a moment.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Mm-hmm. Who are the parties on Shirley Martinez?
Douglas Capmeyer.
Jury for the state, Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 12314, State of Texas versus Shirley Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Douglas Capmeyer.
And are you Miss Martinez? Could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Martinez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault public servant bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am. Guilty.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
We have conferred and discussed all the evidence, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes,
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Ms. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Put into the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine to be probated. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, to Ramona Ramirez, and there's to be no contact with Ramona Ramirez. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service, restitution, and MIG-MALF evaluation, and APSE course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the plea.
State offers State Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objection.
Ms. Martinez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, does anyone want to explain to me how she is to have no contact with an officer at the jail when she is at the jail?
Judge, I thought about that. Of course, if it's something that can't be avoided, that won't be a revoke, but if outside of that, then there's a no contact order.
All right, so it appears from reading the report that there was some type of mental health issues happening. Has that been addressed, Mr. Kapmeyer?
It was my understanding that there was going to be an evaluation sometime through this process.
Well, do you believe Ms. Martinez is competent?
I do. That was the ADA believed that she should be evaluated possibly, and that was part of the agreement.
Okay. Ms. Martinez, have you ever been diagnosed before?
Oh, no, I'm not, no.
Okay. So where will you be?
I have a very, very righteous divorce decree instated with supervision and natural child bearing and all that. You know,
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I have a very righteous divorce decree with the ex-husband and the spousal support and everything, and with my children involved in supervision and healthy interaction. So I don't have any mental health that I haven't been aware of.
You don't have any what that you're aware of?
Mental health, any mental issues that y'all been stating.
All right, have you ever been to see a doctor?
Just for women examinations.
Oh, but none for any mental health issues or anything?
No, ma'am.
All right, how many children do you have?
2.
And are they with your husband now, or?
Yes, ma'am.
So where are you?
Excuse me?
Where are you planning on living?
My mother.
All right, and has that been verified? Does your mom want you living with her?
Yes, ma'am. It's under my my Texas state identification card.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be on cards, but it's sort of like, does she want you?
I'm her only daughter, miss. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you say it's on your state, what card?
Texas state identification card.
Okay, how far did you go in school?
GD, general population equivalency diplomacy.
Okay. All right. Ms. Reyes, how long is it to do a evaluation, a MIG-MOUth evaluation in custody?
Let me look at the calendar, Judge. Judge, it looks like there's availability on March 7th.
All right. So we're going to recall this. We're going to set it for a PSI. And it's just Rebecca for the evaluation. So Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this after March 7th? All right, we're going to come back on March 9th. Mr. Kapmeyer.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I don't see a problem with that.
All right, thank you. So Ms. Martinez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 so that probation can let you know what's going to be happening.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
March 9th at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All All right. Mr. Guerra?
Your Honor, I just conferred with Brittany again and Ryan as well. It looks like we are going to need that reset to March 30th to get some matters clarified about an out-of-county case.
Okay, awesome. So that's the date we have. Mr. Sturgeon, they're going to send you back. We'll bring you back on March 30th. But if your attorney has something before then, he can always put it on the docket before then.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, thank you. Norma 16G can go back. Sturgeon.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, who's here on overrides?
That'd be me, Judge.
Okay, everyone, there are 100 people on the screen and I don't recognize voices. So if you could.
That's fine, Judge. It's Melanie Lira.
Okay, thank you. All right, who's the prosecutor on overrides?
Joe Ray, Judge.
Court is calling 2021 CR 4466W, State of Texas versus Robert Overrides. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Melanie Lira.
And are you Mr. Overrides?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Overrides, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Robert Overrides who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 4466W for the offense of felon in possession of a firearm on May 24, 2021 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
On or about the 22nd day of January 2022, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Robert Oyervides, committed the offense of possession controlled substance penalty group 1 in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Robert Oyervides, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of November and December 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
The state waives the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections.
Mr. Overrides, did you understand by pleading true to violation of conditions 1 and 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 4 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations of conditions 1 and 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 1 and 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, and we're asking that you follow the probation's recommendation, which is to deny the motion, alter and amend for weekly UAs, IOP treatment, and gang supervision. Also for the defendant's plea of true, the state taking into consideration night mag number 646653.
All right. Mr. Overrides, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Do you want to be on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because it appears that you haven't been doing very well on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
So how are things going to be different if I were to go along with this offer?
I mean, I'm not trying to make no excuses, miss, but you know, like I told my lawyer, things got to change. You know,
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Overrides, everybody always says things have to change, especially when they're wearing orange or blue or white or tan or red at the Bexar County Jail. So you were given options to change things when you were out in the free world, as opposed to being in custody.
Well, I mean, last year it's just that like But the thing with the probation was like, I'm not trying to sit here and make no excuses, but, I really didn't have an address to go to. So that was a lot of the reason for me not going to report. But, me and my wife, we've gotten back together. So right now I do have somewhere to go
Well,
to.
here's the thing. Not only did you not report, you picked up a new case.
Yes, ma'am.
So what does not having a home have to do with you picking up a new case?
I mean, not having a home had a lot to do with me, like turning to drugs and,
No, there are plenty of
like-
people who don't have a home and they don't.
I mean,
turn
I
to
understand,
drugs.
Miss. I'm not trying to make no excuses. Like I said, I'm not trying to make no excuses.
So I'm trying to
that was
fix-
just my excuse, to do what I was doing,
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What have you done while you've been on probation? That's something to be proud of.
I mean, I was there for my kids, to be honest with you, man. And
No, that's something, you're always supposed to be there for your children. And let me tell you something. When you are using drugs, you're not there for your children.
Yes.
So what have you done that's a positive thing since you've been on probation? Because you've been on probation since 2021 of May.
Yes, ma'am.
We are in 2022. So my question for you is, what positive thing have you done since you've been on probation? Because what I have before me is someone who picked up a new offense,
Yes, ma'am.
which is definitely a no-no. Someone who is not reporting, and you haven't done any of your classes, although I know that none of that, I'm not taking that necessarily as true because you didn't plead true to it. But what have you done since you've been on probation?
There's nothing I can think of, Miss.
Yep, so you've done nothing except pick up a new case and not report.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, we go back to how are things going to be different?
I'm gonna do what I have to, Miss.
That's what you told me last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to work, and I mean, I already talked to. While I've been in here, I've talked to my cousin who I was working with before, and I have a job waiting for me. I have a house.
Why can you do that before? Why does it take being placed back at the Bexar County Jail for you to try to do things?
I can't explain it, Miss. I can't.
Am I supposed to have it's gonna pop on or something? Yes, sir.
Now you say you're gonna live with your wife. Does she even want you living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the thing. If you're gonna be living with her, don't go disrupting her life. She's taking a chance on you for some reason. Obviously, you have gang affiliation. You're charged with a felon in possession of a weapon. That's what you're on probation for, which means that you've been to prison before.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're using drugs. And you have children. So at this point in time, really, you're not bringing anything to the table for her. You're not bringing the silverware. You're not bringing food. You're just coming there, basically living off of her.
Yes,
That's how it's going to start out. So for some reason, she wants you in her life. Don't go to her home, causing problems, using drugs, disrupting her life, and disrupting your children's life. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're not going to be a good husband to her and a good father to your children, just cut them loose. They'll be just fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll follow your agreement, deny the motion. And let me see. I'm going to need you to write this down, Ms. Lear, because Ms. Reyes is in a breakout room. So if you'll let her know that Mr. Overridis pled true to 1 and 5. The court is going to alter and amend conditions to take in consideration NIMAG number 646653. I'm going to want parenting classes, the UA hotline, gang supervision, intensive outpatient treatment with probation. And I'm going to want field visits random 3 times per week. I'm sorry, 3 times per month. All right, and then he owes me 100 hours of community service restitution, but let her know that 40 of those hours will be deducted if he provides proof of the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccination, Mr. Overridens, but if you provide proof of that with the booster shot, then the court will deduct 40 hours. And he must complete parenting classes, but if he completes parenting classes, I'll waive the remaining hours of community service restitution. Mr. Overridens, if you don't want to go to prison for 4 years, you need to make sure that you do, or I should say potentially go to prison for 4 years. You need to make sure that you do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Oh, Ms. Reyes, if you go back to breakout room number 2, and Ms. Lyra has the information on what I ordered on Mr. Overridens.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Overridens, I need you to go to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Sawyer.
She said for me to go to breakout room number 2. It's gonna come out right now.
I'm back, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have conferred with my client, Mr. Hyacinth. I'd just like to briefly confer with the state of Texas and see if we can start a dialogue.
Okay, just give me a moment.
You signed up paperwork for.
All right, who is the prosecutor on Hyacinth? All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge. Now, all we're waiting on now is the paperwork on Munoz. That'll be about 2 o'clock.
All right, thank you. All right, Joseph Stateson on Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Judge. May I speak with you in a breakout room?
Yes. You want the prosecutor there?
Prosecutor and court reporter can be there as well.
All right. Can we go to breakout room number 4? And Mr. Stateson, if you'll go back to 4.
Judge, before you leave, can you have the courtroom go to breakout room number 20 for Julie Pollock again?
Okay. Courtroom, if you go to number 20, please. And who was the prosecutor on the case with Joseph Stateson? Ryan Grumman. Miss DeMoss, can you come with me to breakout room number 4? And everyone, just relax, put some patience in your pocket. Mr. Nahara, Mr. Ishimoto, I will be back for y'all shortly. Just give me a moment. All right, the party on Montez. Who are the parties on Montez? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Kelly Piddle and Orlando Castañon for defense.
Docket and James Ishimoto for the state judge.
All right, so what is happening on Mr. Montez?
We were here on
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Orlando.
No, I was going to say we are here on motions, and we filed a couple motions and some requests. I believe we have agreements on the motions. We do need to change some language in the motion per our agreement.
Okay, so you have an agreement on your motions?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so what we'll do is, when are you guys going to have the motions ready?
Well, I can
The agreed
redraft it.
motion.
I mean, I can redraft it, or we can put it on record. I don't know.
It's basically, we were just sort of changing some of the language in the motion that's already filed, Judge. I don't know if you just want to redact or change language on the motion, or if you want.
All right, so what I have is a motion for witness list and production. Are those the two motions that we're here on?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let's put it on the record. Court is calling 2018 CR 4785B, State of Texas versus Richard Anthony Montez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Miguel Nájera and James Ishimoto, attorneys pro tem for the state.
For the defense?
Orlando Castañon and Kelly Piddle for defense.
And are you Mr. Montez?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objections, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Montez, do you have any objections with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, so the court is in receipt of two motions, a motion for a witness list and motion for production. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
We have, Judge.
All right, let's start with the motion for a witness list. We'll just go through it line by line. My understanding is there have been some agreements reached, and if you can tell the court what those agreements are. So for the motion for a witness list, I have number one.
And right before number one, Judge, and the opening paragraph, the defense is asking for witnesses to be called by the state at any stage of the proceedings. We're just excluding rebuttal from that, Judge.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
And for number one, it's agreed to, Judge, once again, just excluding rebuttal.
All right, number two.
Number two, we're agreed, except we are going to delineate each expert's qualification and the subject and description by the contemplated testimony. Obviously, qualifications are something that we have to prove up prior to them testifying, but that is something that will be addressed at time when it's their time to testify, Judge.
Defense.
That's correct. The language I thought we were striking is a subject and description of his or her contemplated testimony. I think if there's a CV or something that they have, then they should provide that to us.
So you're agreed to strike the subject and description of his or her contemplated testimony.
Correct.
Well, and I'm going to object to the CVs, Judge. I don't have copies of that for all of my experts. I have the reports that have been provided to the defense.
All right, are you able to provide CVs to the defense?
Not at this time, Judge. I mean, I'd have to get those directly from the specific experts, and I don't have those in my possession.
All right, do you have an anticipated time where you will be able to have those? I do understand your argument that it will be proven up, their expertise will be proven up on the witness stand. However, it would make things easier if the defense had the CV so they could at least anticipate what arguments they would like to make.
Understood, Judge. I mean, my only response to that is that once I've given them all this information, the defense has the ability to get these CVs directly from the witness themselves. I'm not sure why I have to supply that personally.
Okay. All right, I understand, but if you're able to make that happen, that would be greatly appreciated by the court. So if they have their CVs, because we're not scheduled for a jury trial yet because jury trials have been suspended, when do you anticipate being able to have the CVs to the defense counsel?
I just need to contact the the experts, Judge, I expect it shouldn't take more than 30 days.
Let's see if we can do it in 14, just to see, and we'll reset it and we'll see where we are.
I appreciate that, Judge. I have some federal sentencings coming up that are eating up my time right now.
Okay. And number 3?
That we're agreed to on that, Judge.
All right, number 4?
Agreed as to lay witnesses, Judge. We are just excluding PD from that.
Defense?
That's correct, Judge. We're in agreement with that.
And the only issue there, Judge, is that I'll have to have, and I may need to get the district attorney's office to assist me in that, because I'll have to run NCICs on these witnesses. Obviously, you have to have a certain legal authority to run an NCIC, to even possess an NCIC, or else it's a Class A misdemeanor. So it's criminal for me to possess one without that.
Well, I would hate for you to pick up a charge where you could spend at least a year at the at a maximum of a year at the Bexar County Jail. Defense, as you're aware, we have pro tems in place for a reason. Would you have any objection to the pro tems requesting from an investigator with the state or either a state's attorney to run the NCIC for them?
No, Judge.
Okay. Number 5?
And I think that's the same. That's agreed to. Only that the NCICs will be turned over at the time of testimony, Judge, so they have it prior to cross-examination.
Number 6?
6 is agreed to, Judge.
Number 7?
7 is agreed to as well.
Number 8?
8 is agreed to, Judge.
Number 9?
9 was just argument.
Yeah, that's just the argument, Judge. There's no request in that.
All right, and then let's move on to motion for production of statement, reports, writings, and underlying data of expert witnesses.
And this one, it's a little duplicitous, Judge. Basically, it is asking for any information my expert witnesses relied on in making their opinion that they're going to testify to. I'm going to be requesting my experts bring their full case file to court and make that available to the defense prior to cross-examination. And obviously, this may be an issue that we take outside the presence of the jury under Rule 702 to make sure that this court believes that the opinions rise to the level that it's admissible under the rules of evidence.
All right, then this is what we're going to do. With regards to your motion for production of experts, the production of expert discovery, we're going to take this motion up. We're going to recall this in 14 days just to make sure that you have the information that you're requesting defense, so we can see where we are on that. Okay, so we're gonna, Ms. Ferguson, on Montez, can we bring this back in 14 days? That way we'll also see where we are with regards to any CVs. So she's given me a date of March 16th, state defense.
Should work for the state, Judge.
Okay, we're going to do March 16th. And Ms. Ferguson, can we make this March 16th at 2 p.m., please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if there's nothing else, then you all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Judge, can I be put in a breakout room with Mr. Montez?
Yes.
Me as well, Judge Kelly Fiddle. Thank you.
All right, and when you all finish speaking to him, if you can come back to the main room. I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 10. And Mr. Montez, if you could go to number 10, please. Are the parties here on R.C. Curtis? R.C. Curtis parties? Going once?
Yeah, I'm here. No, sold to the man.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay.
To switch over.
Is Harris here or no?
He had an obligation, Judge. He had to go to at noon, so it's just me.
All right, so what are we here for, Mr. Curtis?
Judge, we're here. Last time we were here, we were discussing whether or not I would need an attorney appointed to do the writ, but now I know that I don't. I informed the court, I think last week, that I've spoken to Mr. Langwell. He's going to be able to help me with it. According to Norma on the chat, he's stuck in the 175th. He's going to get together with me this week to start working on the writ. So we were only here today to see if I needed help, and I don't. So.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Just give me a moment. We're going to come back on this case on March 16th.
Okay.
To see where we are.
I look forward to it.
Very good.
All right, and we'll set that, Ms. Ferguson, on R.C. Curtis. Can you set that on March 16th? Let's do it at 11:15.
Bingo.
All right, then you all
wait,
are
hold on. My office says I have a doctor's appointment that day.
Okay.
What time? Let me look, Judge. Hold on. I'm sorry. Thank goodness my office is on the ball, because clearly I'm not. I have an appointment at 10 o'clock. Oh, it's could we do it at like that afternoon, perhaps?
Yes, we'll put you down at 2.
All right, that's better for me. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. You
See you
all
then.
are excused. All right, bye-bye. Have a good one.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Enjoy
Bye-bye.
the coral reef.
Yeah. I know.
All right, who's the parties on Brubaker?
I'm here for her. She should still be on.
All right, everyone, just so you know, I have a screen of like 80 people. So when people shout out that they're here, I don't know who's speaking.
Brenda Levenstein for Britney Brubaker.
Okay, awesome. And who is the prosecutor?
Brittany Sparks.
Thank you. Because when I don't hear people's voices on a daily basis and people say, it's me, I don't know who it is.
I'm in front of the judge, hold on.
All right, are you Brittany Sparks? I'm sorry, Britney Brubaker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 8728B, State of Texas versus Britney Brubaker. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Brenda Levenstein.
And are you Miss Brubaker?
Yes, ma'am.
That's sort of a tongue twister for me, Brenna. All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No.
Shut up.
Ms. Brubaker, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Brubaker, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are waiving the repeater enhancement, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No.
Ms. Brubaker, I'm showing you what's entitled court's admonishment and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 grams to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you enter a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes,
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Brubaker, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her rights to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is waiving the repeat enhancement allegation. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 years in the prison, $1,000 fine probated. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration NIMAG number 624372, and there's to be $60 restitution for lab testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes,
In
ma'am.
both places. Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There are not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your term of supervision be for 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Joshua Lee Zimmerel, Zimmerel, Zimmerle, and intensive outpatient treatment. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Judge. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objections? Ms. Brubaker, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that Ms. Brubaker understands what she needs to do while she's on probation, and I think she'll be able to do it. I know she had a prior, but that's been a long time now, and she's more mature, and I believe she'll be able to do it.
All right, Ms. Brubaker, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
He's 9 years old. I only have one.
And where is he living?
With me?
Is Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And no, before you answer me, know that you are going to be drug tested today. So here's the thing. You need to be honest with me.
Okay.
So what are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
We're not here for marijuana. So what else would you be positive for? And let me explain something to you. This is what always happens. And I used to be an attorney in treatment courts. People will pray to their higher power that they will. Are you busy with something else?
No,
Am I
ma'am.
interfering with your time? So people will pray to their higher power, whoever that may be, that they will turn out negative when they go drug test. Sometimes your higher power will be like, okay, I'm going to let you test negative because you're telling me you're never going to use again. But sometimes your higher power, the answer is no. You're going to test exactly the way you are. If you're dirty, you're going to test dirty. If you're not, you're going to test clean.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
are you still saying that you are going to be positive only for marijuana?
I may be dirty for methamphetamines. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. So somebody want to explain to me why someone who's using marijuana and methamphetamine, Child Protective Services is not involved? I don't have the answer to that, but this is what we're going to do. Who lives with you?
My dad and my mom.
All right, because I read the police report and your father or someone in your household called the police because you and your boyfriend were outside the house doing drugs. So even though you're living at your house, what's going on is you're not being a mother to your child. Your grandparents are being a mother to and a father to a child when they thought they were done raising children. So, Ms. Levinson,
I actually came back to live with my parents. I haven't been here since I was 14. I moved out when I was 14. So I barely came back.
So why did you move out? Why did you move out at 14?
Because I met my baby's dad.
So that means that you didn't want to follow rules, so you moved out of the household. And now you're back. Now you're back in a household and you're using drugs. Are you employed?
No, ma'am, not right now.
So how are you supporting yourself?
My parents are helping me.
Nope, they're supporting you. How are you supporting your 9-year-old?
My parents are helping me.
No, your parents are supporting your 9-year-old.
I'm government assisted. I get food stamps and I'm looking to be on housing.
So not only are your parents supporting you and supporting your child, but now you're telling us everybody who has a job and is a taxpayer is supporting you and your child as well.
No, ma'am.
That's where food stamps, you know where food stamps just don't rain from the sky. You know where they come from? Taxpayers. Do you know when you get housing and you only have to pay like $5 a month, you know where that comes from? Who makes up the difference? Taxpayers.
Yes, I understand that.
I'm not letting her, Miss Levinstein.
Yes.
She's gonna have to live with her parents. And if she wants to move from where her parents live, or is there some issue that happens, then she'll have to get permission from the court. Because I can't have someone who has a 9-year-old the 9-year-old can't support themselves. So what I have before me is a person who uses drugs, doesn't work, and has a 9-year-old. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sentence her to 6 years prison, suspended and probated for 6 years, $1,000 fine that will be probated, taking into consideration NIMAG number 624372, $60 restitution for laboratory testing. There's to be no contact with Joshua Lee Zimmerell, intensive outpatient treatment with probation, 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if she provides proof that she's completed the COVID vaccination. Again, I'm not forcing anyone to do the vaccination, but if she does, 40 of those hours will be deducted. Going to do the UA hotline. There's going to be parenting classes. I'm going to want field visits 3 times per month. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person if she cannot. You're going to get a job. There's going to be employment within 15 days. My understanding, I see signs all over town saying they're accepting people to come in and work. And here's the thing, when you have a child and your child is dependent on you financially, No job should be too good for you to take. So you're going to get employed within 15 days. There's going to be no employment as a home health care provider or any employment with children.
Okay.
There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, and that includes her child. And when I say no unsupervised contact, this Joshua Zimmerell person that she was using drugs with, he is not to be an adult as a part of the chaperone. I'm going to want a UA today by 2 p.m. Rebecca, is there anything else that she needs?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Brubaker, is there anything else that you need? I'm sorry, defendant is to reside with parents. And she will give you the address in the breakout room. And if she decides that she's moving from her parents' house, Ms. Levenstein, then she will need to come back to the court and talk with probation, and I'll see if I will allow it.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you need from me in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. I just needed to know. Well, he is calling me on my other number. He called me twice yesterday and the day before.
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
somebody
you know
called
what,
me.
that's what they have on cell phones for, where you can block a number.
Well,
That's
he
what
had
that's
somebody
for.
call. Yes, but I haven't talked to him in 7 months. He called me just a few days ago.
Oh, yeah,
So-
okay. Well, that's what blocking numbers are for.
But it's a conference call. It's not showing.
Well, that's how we can change our numbers. I'm
Okay.
going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if there's a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're off the record. And Ms. Brubaker, I really, well, I don't want to say I hope, but make sure that you're taking an inhaler because you need it for asthma or something, and not because you're taking it for other reasons.
No, I take them both from the doctor.
I'm going to send you to number 2. And Ms. Levenstein, you can go to number 2 or you can be excused.
Okay, and I need to run to another Zoom.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Brubaker, I'll talk to you outside this.
Judge Eduardo, may I approach when you have a moment?
Just one moment. Ms. DeMoss, you're excused till 2.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Martin Rodriguez, I'm going to need another attorney. And everyone else, we will see you back at 2 p.m. Thank you for your patience.